guys.
Hey, Senator, how are you? Can we ask you a quick question? Your first time here in Cleveland as a candidate. Are you excited?
Love being in Cleveland.
Tell me, what do you hope to leave
Great
with
town.
here today, Senator?
Well, this gives us an opportunity to meet with some key supporters in Ohio. For me to talk a little bit about the things that we're going to be working on during the course of this campaign, and to lay the groundwork for a very competitive campaign in the general election.
18 months, you'll be here again, I'm sure, soon.
We'll be spending a lot of time in Ohio.
Enjoy your time.
Thank you so much.
You know, I should at some point. I'll bet that it's a pretty decent log.
I'm sure you're up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Senator, you talked today about Ohio has a hunger for jobs.
Right.
They want some sort of change.
Absolutely.
How long do you expect people to wait? If you win this race,
Right.
how long will they have to wait here in Youngstown or
Yeah.
Brook Park, Ohio, to get these jobs back?
Well, there are a couple things. I think we can immediately put some people back to work on infrastructure, rebuilding roads, rebuilding bridges, laying broadband lines in rural communities. As I've proposed, a $60 billion reinvestment bank. That puts people back to work right now. Not only doing the actual work, but suppliers of steel, machine tools, right? So that can make an immediate difference. I also think that if we start now investing in clean energy jobs, then over the course of the next 4 or 5 years, we're going to be seeing increased demand as companies start pouring in, wanting to build windmills, wanting to build solar panels. Our auto industry can be furbished. The fact of the matter is that GM and Ford, they're making fuel-efficient cars over in Europe. We just got to get those models over here and made in America.
And how much a priority is it to be in Ohio?
Well, I think Ohio has to be a priority. Ohio, Michigan, parts of Indiana, parts of my home state of Illinois, that has been the bedrock of the U.S. auto industry. And what I'm proposing is to provide billions of dollars to the auto industry to help retool. The retooling is expensive, and it's hard to do. But the U.S. auto industry, I think, is committed to making that change if we can provide them some bridge funding to get to that point where they're starting to make cars for this new energy-efficient future. Ohio's got to be at the center of that because this was one of the hubs of the auto industry.
Changing topics, Ohio is also, Northeast Ohio, is one of the leading places in the country where soldiers are coming back from Iraq in caskets.
Yeah.
Things we don't want to see, images we don't see, quite frankly.
Right.
Well, there are a lot of people who support you on your policy issues, but they've lost loved ones in this war.
Right.
How do you square with them the belief that they don't want their loved one's death to have been in vain? But they support you. They want to support you.
Right.
But that one key issue is the stumbling block.
Well, look, I just came back from Iraq and Afghanistan, was meeting with our troops. They've performed brilliantly. And the service they render to our country, that's never in vain, ever. The soldiers who died in Vietnam, those deaths were not in vain because they were carrying out the duty of their country. The responsibility of the Commander-in-Chief, though, is to make sure that whatever missions we give our brave young men and women in uniform, that those are missions that are well thought through. They're not going to be without risks, but that our civilian leadership has made determinations that this is going to make America safer. And right now, our big challenge is Afghanistan. We still have those who are hiding out, who killed 3,000 Americans. Bin Laden is still sending out audio tapes. We've got to hunt them down. We've got to be much more effective there. Iraq, I'm glad to see, is starting to see significant reductions in violence. This is the time to give Iraqis more responsibility, start drawing our troops out.
After a rally like this or a town hall meeting like today,
Right.
you feel confident, I'm sure, coming out of a place like this. Those last two comments were
Right.
knock out of the park, fantastic for you.
Yeah.
Do you think about losing? How often do you think about losing?
Every day.
You do.
Absolutely.
And is that a motivator for you? Is
Absolutely.
that fear for you?
Fear is a great motivator. And the reason it's important to realize that we can lose this race is it also reminds me of how badly I think this country needs change. I'm going to be okay. Part of politics is ego, and every politician wants to win just because of the competitive nature of it. But this is really one of those elections where the folks here in Youngstown and all across the country, they need somebody fighting for them. They need an economy that's working for them. They need somebody in the White House who's waking up thinking, what's happening with that single mom who can't pay her bills? What's happening with that guy who just lost his job and is about to lose his pension? Those voices need to be heard. And that's why you get up every day, even when you're tired sometimes, because at a certain point, you can't do this unless you really think that you're going to be able to make improvements in people's lives.
But losing does enter your mind.
Absolutely. It better.
Thanks a lot. Can we
Thank
grab a
you.
quick picture
Sure.
with our group?